An all or none order, performs a certain purpose. So let's say you want to purchase a substantial amount of a security. You're buying many units or shares of a security, and it may take a while for the order to be completely filled because you might not have somebody on the other side, let's say, selling that security. So they're buying it from several different sellers, many different sellers, to get you to your total amount because you're buying a large number of units or shares of the security. So it may take a while for the order to be fully completed, and so you might end up paying different prices for different parts of the order, right? So because you're in effect buying from different people, different other traders. Let's say if you're doing, let's say, a market order, for example. But you can place an all or none order, which requires that the security be purchased in a single transaction or not at all. That's the key. I'm going to buy it all the substantial amount all at once, or not, or the order is not going to be executed. And that's what can be the downside of it. However, that also means your order may not be executed at all if there are not enough shares available to fulfill it in that all or one, purpose, so to speak, or all in one time. So your order will stay open until it's canceled or it's executed. That's one thing too with all or none orders. Typically, again, your broker will have different terms around it, but typically that's the idea of an all or none order, is it's out there and waiting to be fulfilled, which also gives you a little less control if it's taking a long time to be fulfilled. Another way you could approach it is with a fill or kill order. A fill or kill order means it must be filled immediately in its entirety, or it is automatically killed or in effect canceled. Thus a fill or kill order may never be partially executed either, right? We're going to fill this immediately, or the entire order is canceled, or there's a certain period of time, maybe by the end of the trading day, where if it's not filled, it's killed at the end of a trading day. You also have the immediate or cancel as another type of order type, and that's similar to fill or kill, but the difference between this kind of trade order and fill or kill is that this order allows partial amounts of the order to be completed. So when shares are no longer available at the limit or a better price, buying or selling immediately ends in the order is canceled, right? So you're buying at a limit price, you're buying these shares, you're buying partial amounts, but if there's no longer immediate shares or things available, then the rest of that is immediately canceled. So fill or kill is like basically I'm going to fill everything in its entirety, or it's not going to be executed. Immediate or cancel means we're going to fill this immediately, and we're going to allow partial amounts to happen. But if it doesn't happen within a certain time period, in terms of what is determined to be immediate, then the order is canceled, or the remaining order is canceled. And a lot of orders are under day orders, and that's where they're good until the end of the regular trading day, at which point they're canceled if they're not filled. That's a real typical way all these are kind of worked. And all market orders, for example, are placed as day orders. If your order isn't placed by the end of the trading day, then it's not filled. So if you're trying to get something, a last trade in the last minute of the day, maybe it doesn't get filled and your market order doesn't get executed. In terms of that too, you also have what's called a good till canceled order. Is a good till cancel order remains open until one of three things occur, right? So one of three things is going to occur. Either your order is completely filled, which is kind of what you want, like I place an order and my order is filled. Or I cancel the order. At any time you can cancel an order, so you can cancel it. So it's good, the order is good till canceled. Or a certain time period that's determined by your broker, your online broker, has passed. So it's not necessarily a day order. You might have terms around, let's say, a good till cancel order that's good for 2 days or 3 days, however, the time frame. So you could say, okay, I want my order to be completely filled. Don't cancel it by the end of the day. I'm the only one who can cancel it. But if it doesn't get filled by a certain time period, then it's going to be canceled as well. It just won't be canceled by the end of the day. So as far as risk with good till canceled orders is you may forget you placed the order, and then it's sitting out there for a longer period of time, and you might not want that trade to be executed over at that later period of time. So if you play, the other thing too is if you place a large trade with a good to cancel order status, you may pay, depending on your broker, a commission each day your order is partially filled. So let's say they partially fill today, they fill a little bit more tomorrow, they fill a little bit more the next day, because that's just what becomes available. Then you're paying commissions or a fee on that because your order is being filled by multiple transactions over several days. Typically, if your order is filled by multiple transactions in a single day, your broker should really be charging you only a single commission, is typically how it works. Again, each broker has its own fee schedule and how to look at it, so look closely at that, particularly with things like good till cancel orders or orders where there might be partial filling of it, to make sure you're only getting charged one fee and you're not just getting overly crushed for fees. So look at that fee schedule from your broker on that. But understand the good cancel orders are out there until you cancel them. So just be aware that you might be putting yourself a little more exposure on that.